Hi everyone, welcome to On the Great Couch. I'm Carmen.
I'm me from the Run List.
I'm Mike, also from the Run List.
So, Korean drama fans be outraged. According to Sina, Chinese website, which apparently referenced the Korean media study, Chinese people who watch Korean dramas are mostly low income and low educated.
But here's the thing. Most of Chinese citizens, by statistic means, are poor, and most of them are uneducated. That's just the statistics of, if you take the 1.6 billion people in China, majority of them are uneducated, majority of them are poor.
Well, that only goes to show that Korean dramas are so popular that, you know, the average Chinese all watch it. Clearly.
So what is it about Korean dramas that appeals to?
Well, according to this research, is that the logic of Korean dramas are bad, and you don't have to use your brain watching it. So watching it means you're letting off steam and releasing emotions.
Unacceptable.
So wait, what TV shows do you actually have to use your brain to watch?
So they're saying that the higher income people and educated people watch American and Japanese TV shows, which is rational and lighthearted.
Okay, I beg to differ because listen, I know like Korean dramas are repetitive. Sometimes they're very, formulaic, and there's certain ways that it's formed. But it's really. American TV can also be very stereotypical. It can also be very, very brainless. Yeah. I mean, reality TV, just like the epitome of that.
What?
Yeah.
You guys find that brainless? I actually have to really research, analyze. No, I just can't go on. That's just not true.
Well, do you agree with this study?
I feel like I don't. Since they did the study and it's a bunch of researchers, I'm guessing that the research does reflect truth. Part, perhaps it is like families or individuals who watch Korean dramas are of lower income or are of lower education, but that doesn't mean that other people don't watch it. I'm sure like a lot of people who are educated and wealthy and not even Chinese watch Korean dramas.
Exactly.
Yeah, but it's I guess they did do some kind of research.
Crock a bowl. I mean, how do they even research that? I don't believe they can actually accurately research that kind of thing. Yeah. I just don't believe it.
Well, certainly I don't agree. I don't agree with it.
Yeah, I watch Korean drama.
You poor educated person.
Tell us what's your favorite Korean drama, or what other dramas that you watch, and whether you agree with the study. The next topic is Jaywalkers in Shanghai are forced to read newspapers to passerbys. So if you jaywalk in Shanghai, the police of Chengguang or whatever will force you to go on a podium and read the rules, which is on the newspaper, loudly to passerbys.
The rules, as in the rule of not
jaywalking.
So it's basically public humiliation, but I don't get this kind of punishment, honestly.
Well, before they used to fine them 10 renminbi per time, which is like $1.63, so people would actually rather pay the fine
Then obey traffic lights? Really?
Yes.
Really?
Yes.
No way.
But since this new law came effect in June 1st, in 2 months' time, there's no more jaywalkers.
Really?
Because people, Chinese
Fear
people is
shame.
all about face. They feel it's very like, they don't want to like publicly do that. That's really...
If they did that in the United States, like, we would sue the heck out of New York City.
I'm not sure about that. I don't know. If I were ever caught in New York City jaywalking and they were like, hey, can you read a section of the New York Times? I'd be like, all right, I'd do it.
Yeah, you don't have to pay a fine.
Yeah.
No, that's true.
Unless I'm late
fine?
for work, and then that would not be good.
$10. I'll read a newspaper.
I think yeah, you're right. If they give people a choice of paying and reading the newspaper, everyone's just going to pay the fine, I guess.
No, it depends. If I'm broke that day, I'm going to read a newspaper. Do I get to keep the newspaper after I read it? I mean, can I take it with me? I'll read it. I mean, it's New York Times. I mean, they give me that. That's like $1.
Oh my god.
Oh man.
I don't think the Chinese police knew that they were dealing with people like you, Mike. I think they underestimated. But this worked, didn't it?
Yeah, it works. For 2 months, they have no more jaywalkers.
That's kind of surprised me that it worked. Though.
Yeah, that just shows how much Chinese people value face.
What if you can't read?
Oh.
I mean, a lot of people in China, especially the older generation, a lot of people, they might not be able to read. I mean, that's true from rural areas. Mm-hmm. So what do you do with them? Like, look at a picture of the newspaper and talk about it? Like, what are you going to do?
Actually, in this one, they They said, what would the Laowai Jaywalkers do? Like the
Yeah, that's
Western
true.
Jaywalkers do
Yeah,
if they don't know
exactly.
Chinese.
Right. So I guess we're safe. If I'm ever in China
Actually, I just
jaywalking,
pretend I don't know
just
Chinese.
yeah.
I'm a tourist.
Yeah, I'll just speak a bunch of English to these guys.
Yeah.
And they're like,
Yeah.
they just beat me to death. I don't know. I hope not.
All right. So, what do you guys think of this law? Do you think it will be effective in your country or city? Let us know in the comment section below. And the last segment is the hashtag AskOTGW. This one is a little sensitive. It's from Crystal Xie, I think that's how you say it.
Thanks, Crystal.
Why does everyone think that Taiwan is a province of China?
Yeah, because there's two train of thought here, right? Because the mainland all think Taiwan is part of China, and the Taiwanese all think Taiwan is not part of China, it's its own independent country.
I never thought it was a part of China.
Where are you from?
Well, not mainland.
I always thought it was a part of China. Hence, me, I'm from mainland. And I was educated in mainland who said, of course Taiwan's a part of China. What are you talking about? No such question
so
exists.
I guess the two sides is the mainlanders and everybody else in the world. Well, I remember when I was in school in China, and this is, I mean, we were taught this. We were taught that Chiang Kai-shek is a traitor, and he led the nationalist army, and he escaped to Taiwan. But Taiwan is a treasured island that belongs to the motherland of China. And we were all taught to hate Chiang Kai-shek and basically the Taiwanese people for basically being traitors. Like, how could you abandon your motherland? Why aren't you more honored that you can come back to the fold? And that's, I mean, I don't have that thinking now, but back then that's what we were taught.
It's definitely not a province of China. You know, because a province is just, you know, it's
Like a state.
like a state. It's definitely one of those things where you knew that it wasn't really like a province of China, and it was definitely, there was something special there. And I always felt it, even though like obviously all of our propaganda textbooks told us there's no other theory. We were taught a very specific set of things in school. But yeah, I knew that it was somewhat independent from China in terms of how it was operating.
I received my education in Australia, but we don't really talk about this issue. But the main thing is that I hung around a lot of Taiwanese people when I was in Australia, and when we talk, we don't, you know, it's just like somehow you just don't think about it. You just think, oh, Taiwan's Taiwan and China's China. It's not together.
Yeah, I think right now it's even got to the point where it's a heritage issue. It's because the Chinese, you know, I think I'm Chinese, and I think people who are Chinese from a Chinese ancestry, they're Chinese. Mm-hmm. But when you say to a Taiwanese person, "Are you Chinese?" They say, "No, I'm Taiwanese." Right? Mm-hmm. So it's even gotten to the point where it's, you know, it's a heritage thing now. Like, I'm Taiwanese, I'm not Chinese, but in my mind, I guess all Chinese are all Chinese.
I mean, like, it depends, because like the original Taiwanese are the Aboriginal people.
Right.
The Chinese Aboriginal, and the people who went to Taiwan, like when the Kuomintang escaped, were actually from China.
Right.
So shouldn't they be Chinese?
That's in my mind. They're all Chinese, but that's what I'm saying.
No, but the thing is that they would, like, for me, I would say I'm Chinese, but I'm also Australian because I migrated over there. So maybe they're thinking that way.
Obviously, you know, people can think differently about this, but I understand how people from Taiwan would think that way, because, you know, even though technically Taiwanese and Chinese both are from Chinese bloodline, you know, but it's just like since they are governed in a different way there, and the way how they operate is a different way. So they just don't agree with the things. I guess they don't agree with how China is, the way it is. Just so I guess that's why they don't want to identify with it. But when it comes down to it, what exactly is Taiwan's status right now?
Well, Taiwan's status right now it's kind of complicated, because Taiwan is known as the Republic of China, and China is known as the People's Republic of China. So really right now, the UN only recognizes one China. So that's when you hear about the one China policy. So technically, according to the UN, Taiwan is not a country.
So that's why in the Olympics you see Chinese Taipei, because they don't want to recognize them. I guess if you recognize them, then you're offending China, and they don't want. Who wants to offend China, right?
Yeah,
so that's definitely a touchy subject.
This is very touchy, and yeah, I'm getting sweaty just thinking about it.
Yeah, but when it comes down to answering the question whether it's a province in China,
Yes,
I would say
it's not a province.
definitely not a province.
Yeah.
Absolutely not.
Oh, I know this is a really, really debatable issue, so tell us your thoughts about Taiwan and China in the comment section below. And special thanks to Yi and Mike from the Run List. Check out their channel. And remember to ask us questions at #AskOTGW. All right, that's it for now. Thanks for watching.